Disneyland Paris, that is.
Today we're wrapping up our time in France and hopping on a quick flight to our next country, Scotland. And yes, the girls may have fallen in love with 2 new stuffed animals, but let's see if we can actually keep track of them across multiple countries, flights, and train rides. Wish us luck. Come with us as we squeeze out the last drops of Disney magic, navigate a rainy travel day, and land in Edinburgh, where the next part of our European family adventure begins. I'm Jordan Ashley, and together we vacation. We're in the middle of a 26-day adventure across Europe, traveling through 5 countries in 13 cities with our 2 girls and a baby on the way. We're sharing the real moments, the logistics, and everything we're learning along the way so you can feel confident planning your own adventures. Our family loves to travel to create core memories and bonds that last a lifetime. We believe that traveling with kids isn't just possible, it can be truly magical, with the right tips, tools, and a little bit of pixie dust. So be sure to subscribe. We're here to help you travel more. It's our last day in Disneyland Paris. We are going to Edinburgh tonight in Scotland, and that will be our second location on our multi-location trip for our 26 days in Europe with my family of 4. We woke up to yet another beautiful day at Sequoia Lodge, and by beautiful, I mean gray skies and light rain, which honestly felt like a little bit of a perfect transition into our next stop, the UK. This gave me a bit of time to get some content for our hotel tours to help you get a better idea of which resort is the best fit for your trip. Now, one thing I really appreciate about Disneyland Paris was the slower pace. Parks don't open as early here as they do in the States, which meant no rushing out the door, and when you're traveling with kids, that is such a gift. We pulled out our rain jackets, which were must-haves for our UK leg of our journey, even though we just brought carry-ons on this whole trip. Now, if you want to see how we packed for a month in Europe with 2 kids and only carry-ons, check out our packing video or grab our printable list. It's linked in the description box below. We packed up our room and then we dropped our bags off at the luggage hold near the front of the resort. Sequoia Lodge was a great home base for us. One of the main reasons, it was walkable to both parks. And it has such a cozy vibe. Like I said, I'll share the full review in a future video. There are buses available, but we chose to walk. Now, if you're not sure which resort is best for your family, go ahead and fill a guest interest form out and I'll send you personalized recommendations. It's totally free and I just love to help and save you some time and stress planning. I'll link it in the description box below. Before heading to the parks, we stopped off at the gift shop to continue a little family tradition we have. From every destination, we collect 3 souvenirs: a magnet, a postcard, and a holiday ornament. They're small, meaningful, and easy to pack, but they also bring back memories all year round. Not gonna lie, I was a bit disappointed with the selection for several of the things. Disney merchandise for adults in particular doesn't seem to be a highly coveted item here in France or in this Europe park, and I get that, that's totally fine. So I got a shirt from Disneyland Paris. We did find a mug that we didn't necessarily love, but at least it ticked the box of a Disneyland Paris mug because we have one from all of the other Disney properties we've been to. We had a postcard from the resort itself, and we were able to find a magnet that we really liked, and the ornament was absolutely gorgeous. However, when we got it, I was definitely terrified we were going to break it throughout all of the different legs of our journey because it was made out of glass. Now, we wandered through the shops in the Disney Village and waited for the rain to let up.
You ready for our last day at Disneyland Paris?
Yeah. Let's march to McDonald's first.
Okay, hungry girls.
And then made our way into Disneyland Paris for one last round of magic.
Okay, so Ari, I want your synopsis. What do you think of Disneyland Paris?
Yeah, but
How would you
miss
compare?
it.
You're gonna miss it.
Disneyland Paris
You like Disneyland Paris?
because the maze.
Oh, the maze is pretty cool.
I like going in the Queen's bit of the maze, and I like going into the castle.
We caught the main daytime parade as we arrived, and even in the rain, it was just as joyful, colorful, and fun as the first time. We rode Pinocchio, which isn't in every Disney park, so that was fun. And then we rode It's a Small World, which is a bit different in each park. I'll say it now, here are my rankings. Disneyland California is still my number 1 because it was the original, but Disneyland Paris is a strong second. Sorry, Disney World, but your version comes in 3rd. The way they represented America in this version honestly made me laugh so hard, and it got me thinking, how do guests from around the world feel when seeing their countries represented in this or other versions of It's a Small World? Either way, it's such a unique kind of global storytelling, and it's a classic for any Disney park you go to. Next, we rode the carousel. Simple, classic, but for me, it was one of the most emotional rides. I love watching the girls light up, hearing their giggles, and I really love seeing them pick out out their favorite horse. I know this is one of those memories that they'll carry forever, and that's truly one of the main reasons we travel. It's not just for the fun photo ops or the bucket lists, but it's for shared experiences, the bonding, the wonder. This is how we're building our family culture. We do it through adventuring together. We wanted to squeeze in one last ride on Snow White and took one final look at that gorgeous pink castle, and I felt like saying goodbye to an old friend. It was bittersweet, beautiful, and just felt a little bit like home.
What do you think about Disneyland Paris?
But I'm gonna miss it.
You're gonna miss it?
And that's about a wrap on Disneyland. We walked back to our resort, picked up our bags, and boarded the shuttle we had already pre-booked to go to the airport. Everything went smoothly, and the kids were such troopers with this. We headed to the Air France lounge at the airport before our flight, and honestly, this lounge had some of the best food we had had on our entire trip so far. We absolutely love going to airport lounges, and I could go on and on about why, especially when you have kids. And this is one of those times when I was super thankful for having certain credit cards that give us access to areas like this. We also had access because of our business class flights that we were planning on taking. Again, thanks to Points and Miles. If you want more info on how we utilize those, be sure to check the description box below. I have a full guide. The girls were thrilled with the snacks, and I loved getting to sit, breathe, and eat something warm before boarding. Now, since it was such a short flight to Edinburgh, we let the girls use their tablets before boarding, just enough to keep them awake and avoid the inconvenience of a mid-flight nap, since they were still only just getting used to the time zone. Now, I forgot to mention that right before we left, they got to pick out one of their only personal souvenirs for the whole trip: Marie the cat and Percy the dog. Just wait, don't worry, you'll be seeing a lot of them, assuming we don't lose them somewhere between Scotland, Spain, and the Rock of Gibraltar. Wish us luck. Our flight was quick and smooth, and we landed in Edinburgh just as the sun was starting to set. The airport was practically empty. Customs was a breeze. Luggage, we didn't have to claim it because we were carrying our luggage with us as our carry-ons. Rideshare was super easy. Now, there are lots of ways to get to the downtown area of historic Edinburgh, but because of the time of day, we chose a rideshare. We were downtown in the hotel in about 30 minutes. We didn't feel much once we arrived because honestly, we were exhausted. The kids went straight to bed, and so did we. We knew we needed to sleep because tomorrow was going to be a very busy full day. Tomorrow's our first full day in Scotland, and I can't wait to show you what's coming. We're hiking Arthur's Seat with little kids, exploring castles and old towns, and we're seeing the spots that inspired Harry Potter. If you've ever wondered whether it's actually possible to travel the world with little kids, I hope this shows you that it is. It's not always easy, but parenting isn't easy in and of itself. You might as well do it somewhere fun and build a family culture of adventure. It was definitely not always smooth, but it is so worth it. Now remember, if you're planning your own Disneyland Paris trip or dreaming of one someday, I've got some free printables with packing tips, rides, highlights, tips and tricks, and must-knows to help you make the most of it. It's linked below, but if you would like personalized help planning your trip so that I can help you plan your itinerary, where you would need to stay, and the best tips and tricks for your particular family, fill out a guest interest form in the description box below, and I'd be happy to help you out. I want your trip to feel more magical so that you can just focus on the memories and not the stress of planning. Don't forget to subscribe because next we're heading to Scotland for the castles, the legends, and some of the most beautiful views of our trip. See you real soon, pal!